Hi friends. A couple of months ago I went home to go to the wedding of two of my good friends to each other, and the night before the wedding we met up for drinks at this place that I used to go to all ages shows at when I was in high school, and where there's this beautiful lake behind it that I've filmed videos on top of, and where all of these friends that I'd made through work, now scattered across the country, drew in for a moment in my hometown to celebrate my friends. One of the brides asked me and a handful of other aesthetically inclined friends to show up early and help set up the venue. So of course I said yes, and I showed up in a formal dress and leather jacket to arrange flowers in odd-numbered clumps of varying heights on tables around the room. We wanted everything to look perfect, but when we tried to put cut flowers in the middle of a fountain, they kept drifting toward the edges, so we decided our friends would love us anyway and moved on. But then we opened the box of battery-powered twinkle lights to string up in the trees. I say battery-powered because there were no batteries in the box, and wanting my friend's party to be perfect and generally being the only one who knew where the closest Walgreens was, I went off to get some. We're in downtown Madison, Wisconsin, near the college football stadium on game day, so everybody's coming down to the game in their best sports-based sweatshirts, and I'm heading in the other direction in heels and a fresh blowout, half running because I'm worried that I'm not gonna get back before the ceremony starts, and catching all kinds of weird stares. I'm in the Walgreens getting a 32-pack of batteries, hoping that I did my math right, and then I'm power walking back from where I came and wincing in the colder than I packed for wind, and then I see the Tubas. My hometown college has a legendary marching band, and during the game, the Tubas come into the stands and play their little tuba songs and do like a synchronized tuba dance, and they were so mythologized in my childhood that they seemed to me more ideas than band geeks. And there are all the Tubas standing in a circle doing some kind of hype-up cheer that, as far as I can tell, goes something like, "Who are we? Tubas! What are we gonna do? Tubas!" And then they start playing their little tuba marching song and twirling around in a circle and marching toward the stadium. And even in my rush to get back to the wedding, I couldn't help but stop and watch and smile. Because, what are the chances? I walked 4 or 5 more blocks back and watched my friends get married. Head tilted at an angle, as one should always do when two writers marry each other, to make sure that my tears did not run into my winged eyeliner. I ate fresh squeaky cheese curds with my friends who I hadn't seen in more than a year, and I danced under battery-powered twinkle lights. I felt really lucky to know the people that I know. 2018 wasn't, as far as I can tell, an easy year for anyone. But I want to tell that story because it's one of the nice things that happened to me this year, and I want to remember the nice things, or I get stuck in a self-loathing spiral of thinking about the nice things that didn't happen. At the beginning of the year, I set a goal for 2018, which was to ask for what I want, apply for things, pitch myself, ask for the introduction. I started trying to get grants and speak on panels, and I started getting a lot of rejection emails. I kept it moving until I got a pretty sizable rejection that I wasn't expecting, which was that my pitch for the 2018 Creators for Change program was not accepted. Which, it's fine, that happens, but it was a pretty big blow because the 2017 Creators for Change program came to me in a really low point in my life and kind of changed everything. I felt like I was out here working so hard and watching my friends' boats rise with the tide, but I wasn't getting anywhere, and woe is me. And I'm not proud of this, but it was hard for me to be happy for people because I was jealous of their success, and I was swiftly reminded that asking for what you want is not the same as getting it, and that even people will tell you that you have to get rejected so many times before you finally break through, but even that yes is not like a mathematical inevitability. Sometimes you will do all of the work and order all of the decorations, and then you just forget the batteries. But I also learned that a no feels a lot bigger than a yes. If you look back on your year, you might only remember the folder full of rejection emails. But if you start writing things down, you see yeses all over the place. Yes, we'd like you to speak at VidCon. Yes, we'll give you an emerging creator grant. Yes, I'll come to your birthday dinner. Yes, you're invited to Liz and Lauren's wedding. Yes, I'll be voting on November 6th. This year I launched a storytelling series where I got to work with cool friends like Asante and Rosianna and Nicole and Jackson. I made some videos that I was really proud of, like my birthday video or my video about Instagram ads, or my video about biracial identity. I wrote 2 Complexly series about the federal court system and how to vote in every state, and I've already started writing to be a guest host on Truth or Fail next year. I spoke at a live storytelling event in New York, which is kind of like doing a vlog to a crowd, and I was so pleasantly surprised when I heard the audience react and laugh at the funny parts and cheer at the high moments. I like my day job, I love my city, and all told, I have a pretty damn good life. It is such a privilege to be able to complain that all of my creative hopes and dreams aren't being fulfilled. Because most of the time when you ask for what you want, the chances of a yes are not high. Sometimes it has nothing to do with asking. Sometimes when you're standing on a street corner in the cold, holding a handful of batteries and blisters already forming in your dancing shoes, something wonderful will find you anyway. In the comments, tell me what was good in 2018 for you. If you like this video, please share it with someone who you think might like it, and I'll see you next year. Bye.